Welcome back. Right now, we are going to shift gears from parenting and education to Warren Miller's new 2020 ski film, Future Retro. It is premiering this Saturday throughout the Mountain West. It's a virtual premiere with giveaways, red carpet, lots of fun things happening. And right now, we have star and athlete in that film, Marcus Caston, with us. Marcus, thanks so much for being here today.
Hi, good to see you.
It's great to see you. This snowstorm that we've had here in Utah, it must be getting you very excited, not only for the premiere of Future Retro, but also for the season.
It is exciting. Yeah, I was ready for a change after a few months of laying low, and it's been quite a crazy year. So it's nice to get excited for ski season, and skiing's always fun. So it's a great, it's great relaxation time and a great way to get out and quit, thinking of all the crazy stuff that's going on in the world. So it's a great escape. Yeah, very excited for winter and all this snow.
Absolutely. I think many of us are feeling that way and hope to do it in a safe way. How do you think it will change this season with the different restrictions that need to be in place to make sure everyone's safe? What do you think it will bring out? Maybe a throwback to how things used to be?
Well, more importantly than just skiing, is that everybody stays safe. And so, I'm sure each resort has its own unique, issues that they're dealing with, and I'm sure they'll all figure it out, and we'll be able to get outside and get some fresh air. So, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure it'll be great.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to hear more about Future Retro. Tell me about your role in this film.
So I got to go to Squaw Valley and ski moguls with Johnny Mosley, which was really cool. So I grew up ski racing here in Salt Lake, and I'm not, I wouldn't consider myself a mogul skier. And Johnny Mosley is obviously a Olympic gold medalist mogul skier. So it was really cool to just be able to follow him around. I learned a lot. The U.S. mogul team was also training there, so we got to ski around with those guys, and it's just cool to try a different aspect of skiing and kind of get my butt kicked by those guys.
And when you look back at that moment of that time skiing with them, do you have a favorite memory?
Yeah, there's it was fun. It was a great trip. But one thing in particular, one run, we all party skied together down. It's called the Chute, and just huge moguls and like six of us all skiing down together. And there's just snow flying everywhere, and people hooting and hollering and having a great time. And to me, that's kind of the epitome of mogul skiing. So that was a great run.
Everyone looks forward to Warren Miller's ski films every single year. People get excited, but this year, I think, as you mentioned before, even more so, we're looking for this distraction. But what do you hope audiences will gain after watching Future Retro?
War Miller, it's always exciting. It's always the official kickoff to winter. And, this year I saw the film already, and it's really cool. There's a segment in it with the Egan brothers, Tom Day, and Scott Schmidt. And those guys are just legends from the old Warren Miller days. And they brought them back, and they all went skiing together in Big Sky. And it was amazing. It was just really inspiring to see, like, wow, these guys are still doing it and killing it at their age, which I guess is not that old, but 60 something, and it's just inspiring. It's cool to see that skiing is a lifetime sport, and it's just always a great time.
And Marcus, you've been in many Warren Miller films. Do you still get a little nervous and excited when those cameras turn on, when you get to go out and perform in such a unique way, which is skiing down really challenging terrain, hoping you don't fall, hoping that the conditions are right? Really, how do you prepare for a day of filming?
How do I prepare? Well, man, I do get nervous when the cameras are pointed at you and you're standing there and you hear the okay, cameras ready, 3, 2. You're just like, oh, get a little butterflies, and I think that's a good thing. But yeah, it's always scary and exciting, and it doesn't always work out. But when it does, it's hard work. We work for 2 weeks or so to get a segment that's 3 minutes long. So, oftentimes it doesn't work out, and it's just the way it goes, and it just makes more of us.
And Marcus, you mentioned you grew up ski racing. When do you remember falling in love with snow? Do you have a very early memory of your first time on skis, or your first time where you really thought, you know what, this is it, this is my life goal?
You know, I grew up in Salt Lake around these mountains. Skiing's always been a part of my life. So I don't have that initial moment, where I fell in love with skiing. It's honestly just been something I've always done. But, when I was done ski racing, I kind of had a rebirth into free skiing. And after just years of competitive skiing, I was a little burnt out. And I do have a moment when I was skiing Mount Hood in the summertime, just big volcano, and skiing this big open field, and making these big old super G turns, and no gates to tell you where to go. And I remember thinking, oh yeah, this is why this is fun. It's not always about trying to be perfect, and trying to beat your friend, or whatever. It's about the freedom, and I remember that feeling. It's a really good feeling.
And Marcus, you've been very successful. You're a professional skier. You're making a career out of this. You're killing the game. So I'm impressed with watching your career and watching how you've shifted gears and you're making it work. And you're just very talented on skis.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. That's very nice of you.
So tell me more about this premiere that is happening on Saturday.
Yeah, so it's a virtual event. You sign into your computer, and there's a pre-show like there would be at a theater, and there's going to be athlete interviews. They're giving away swag, and so it's a pretty similar experience to the theater as well, as close as you can get now. And so, yeah, so I think there's about an hour of pre-show, and then the movie starts.
And how has it been for you, Marcus, rolling this film out virtually? So different than other years.
It is different. It's always fun to get together, at a theater, and that energy, and it's a little different, but it's nice to sit around in the comforts of your home and crack a beer and watch some skiing. It's always a good time.
And Marcus, how can we follow along with all of your mini adventures?
So this season, I'll be closer to home, and I'll be working on my own web series called Return of the Turn, and we'll be putting that out through the winter. So you can follow me on Instagram at Marcus Caston, or Facebook. I'll just be out trying to do my thing all winter.
Well, Marcus, thank you so much for taking time with us here on Park City Television. It's always a pleasure having you on our show. Next time, hopefully in studio, but we appreciate you connecting virtually for this unique time. You can find out more about Future Retro that is premiering once again this Saturday at 6 p.m. at warrenmiller.com. We'll be back with more parenting and education right after this.